Alright, so this video has been floating around my YouTube homepage for the past week now. The title's called, I Lost My Freelance Writing Job to AI. And if you know anything about AI, it's been taking over a lot of people's jobs, especially coming into the new year, 2025. So I thought, why not go ahead and react to this video and see what he has to say. So let's get right into it.
I have something I wanted to talk about. I wasn't sure if I should, but fuck it. If you've watched my channel for a while now, you'll know that I talk about how I do freelance work and I have a few different gigs that I do. And one of them, which I believe I've mentioned before, is that I do freelance writing. There's this one company that I've worked with for a few years now, and basically I would write blog articles for them. And how else can I say it? Recently, I lost this job to AI. I didn't actually get fired. It's not like they came to me and said, yo, we're replacing you with AI, just put the fries in the bag, little bro. Because you don't really get fired from a freelance gig. It's more so a matter of whether or not they need you and whether or not they'll keep assigning you tasks. And I haven't been assigned anything recently. In the past few months, they've been pretty quiet, which is obviously unusual because I would usually get around 3 to 4 articles a month to write. It wasn't the main source of my income, but it was a decent chunk of it, and just a nice little side hustle I had going. In fact, I'd been working with them since back in college just to make some money on the side. But anyways, it was like I haven't heard from them for a while. They haven't been giving me new articles to write, so I was curious. One day I decided to go look on their website, check out their blog section, just to see what's going on. Like, did they just stop publishing blog articles because they're focusing on other aspects of the business? Maybe they're hiring new people to write it. Maybe I just didn't do a good enough job. Maybe they just slowed down a bit since we're reaching the end of the year and the holiday season and all of that. But when I actually clicked on the blog page for their site, I was kind of shocked to see what I saw. Just for more context though, I did know that they worked with other freelance writers, but most of the articles on their site were written by me. I'd say like 60 to 70% of them at least. Like I said, it would be around 3 to 4 per month from me, 1 or 2 maybe from a different writer, and that would come out to about 1 new blog article per week published on their site at best. Typically even a little less because it takes some extra time to actually get it published. And again, this is from the combined effort of me and these other writers. But this time when I checked their blog section of the website, I saw that they had like 4 full-length blog articles all published within 1 week, and obviously none of them were from me. So it looked like they're just pumping out articles en masse, and they were pretty good quality too. So it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. They literally went from like a few blog posts a month, maybe once a week at best, to like I think 4 in a single week. And
so right off the bat, I can tell they switched over to AI because they seen that they can get more. Even if it's not the best quality, even if you can tell if it's AI generated, they was getting more. He said he was getting 4 a week, and he said they was posting and publishing 4 to 5 every week, every day. I'm not too sure, but that's right off the bat. That's more than what he's getting. So yeah, it seems like they just wanted more.
And obviously this was coming from AI. The reason why I know that, even though they didn't specifically say like, oh, we're doing this, is because I was actually warned about it beforehand. I know that this company has been experimenting with AI tools for a while now, and what happened was that earlier in the year, they actually told me about it as like a reason to lower my pay. They actually asked me to switch over to creating AI generated articles for a much lower rate. They were saying like, hey,
the fact that they asked him to switch to AI so they can pay him less should have been a sign to him that if you didn't take that, then they're just going to switch over to AI completely. Right? It's crazy that in 2025 we live in a world where companies and businesses want you to use AI to get the job done because they know that you can get it done faster. Even though, like I said, it probably is not going to be the best work, but it's getting the job done. And that's what most people are looking for. It's insane.
We can just have you be the one generating these AI blog posts with a little bit of human edits here and there, and we'll still pay you, but at a lower rate. And obviously I didn't want to do that. I still wanted to make my money, so I sort of negotiated. At the time, I guess they still needed me, so we just kept the same rate for my original articles, and that's how it was going until recently. But it always was in the back of my mind that they could replace me with AI at any time if they really wanted to. That's just the nature of the business, and it's just hard to compete with AI nowadays. And it's not even like I wasn't using any AI to begin with either. Like even with my original articles that I'd write, I'd basically do the rough draft on my own, but I still would use like ChatGPT and ask them, hey, can you help me polish it up and fix any typos, replace any phrasing that you might think is awkward or that kind of stuff. So I was in part using AI as well because it saved me some time and made the writing a lot better. If you don't know already, ChatGPT, and especially like the paid version of it, it's extremely powerful. It can do a lot of stuff, and I've experimented with it. The company I worked with, they've experimented with it, and it can generate literally entire 1,000-word blog articles within seconds, all for free basically. So it's like, how can I compete with that? Honestly, I don't blame them for using AI.
You really can't compete with that. You're competing with a computer. You're pretty much trying to compete with a computer, right? A computer that has all the information that us humans are looking for. So you really can't compete with that. That's crazy that AI has got this powerful. So to the point where you can go ahead and, like he said, write entire 1,000-word blog articles in a minute for free.
Amount of money. Like if I were running a company, I'd probably also do the same if I wanted to maximize my profits. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. Like in the past, there would be this whole workflow for getting an article published. I would get an article briefing assigned to me. I would usually finish up a draft, splitting up the work over the course of a few days, maybe like 5 to 6 hours total. Then I would send my draft back for revisions. They would send it back to me saying like, hey, there's some parts that we want you to change. I would make some final edits, and all of that would happen before the article could get published. So it would be about a week-long process back and forth, and they paid me a decent amount. But now with AI, they can, again, generate an article, let's just say 80 to 90% of the quality of that, but they can do it within seconds, minutes at most, and don't have to pay ChatGPT, aside from whatever subscription cost it might be.
That's the problem right there. That's why AI is able to replace your job, because they realize that I don't got to pay him X amount of money, $500 a month to create these blog articles, when I could go ahead and sign up for a subscription of ChatGPT for $20 a month and write 100 of these a month, maybe even a day, depending on who's doing it. So yeah, that's the problem. So I don't know how this is going to work. We're in 2025 and this is already happening, so I can't even imagine what's going to be going on in 2030 with AI. This just started. AI is just being publicized, where it's being announced to the public, and the public is being able to use it and gain access to it. This is new. So just imagine in the next 5 years what's going to happen.
GPT, by the way, that's just what I use, what most people use. But there's so many different AIs now, some of them in specialized areas. Like, for example, the platform that I would use to write my articles was this thing called Phrase. I don't know, maybe if you're also in the freelance writing space, you might be familiar with it. But it's essentially like a platform where, as you write, it helps you keep track of SEO, keywords, and other important things. But earlier this year, I believe, they came out with their own generative AI, which can also just write an entire article within the click of a button. But they're also specialized in incorporating SEO, keywords, and stuff like that. So yeah, I've said it a lot of times before, but just from the market standpoint, how can I compete with that as a human being who needs much more money and much more time?
How can you compete with that? Right? If your job is to write blog articles, essays, whatever it is, when it comes to writing and using information that other people don't want to research, how do you compete with AI that's able to write it and do the exact thing that you've been being paid to do? They're able to do it in minutes. How do you compete with that?
Is playing a role. You're not only just competing against like ChatGPT or one specific AI. There are just so many different programs nowadays. AIs are competing against each other and making that even a saturated market. All of the companies behind them are competing with each other.
Did you hear that? These AI platforms are basically competing with each other. So just imagine a platform being able to do the things that you're able to do in a shorter amount of time, and then another AI platform trying to outdo that platform. Imagine the things that are going to be able to be done when everybody who's competing with everybody, or all the AI platforms that's competing with each other, topped each other. With, you know, people, they got pictures, they got, like he said, they got AI that can generate SEO keywords, they got AI that can generate articles, AI that can pretty much generate whatever you want. And if it doesn't, there's going to be an AI platform that's going to try to outdo the next one, and they might just add it. This is crazy, y'all. This is the world we live in now.
Best AI, so these kinds of tools are only gonna become more powerful as we head further and further into the future. So I don't know, maybe I'm cooked, maybe we're cooked. Just time to put the fries in the bag, I guess. But yeah, it's like, how can you not be at least a little bit concerned? Because AI is coming to even the jobs that require some level of human creativity, like writing. It's crazy that ChatGPT can even do that now. I can try my best, but can't possibly compete with the pure efficiency of it, and neither can anyone really. So maybe I just got unlucky. Maybe this isn't something you'll have to worry about. Maybe it'll never happen to you. I hope it never does. But I'm kind of curious though, like if something similar has happened to you where your job, or at least part of it, has been replaced by AI. Feel free to share it in the comments, because I'd really be interested in hearing that. Mine, like, AI is here now. Your time has come, buddy. But I hope just on a societal level, we can figure something out. And just on a personal level, one more thing I wanted to say. Maybe you can take this even as advice if it's something you happen to agree with. But at least what I've noticed is that the only way to make sure that you won't be replaced in whatever you do is to make yourself irreplaceable. For example, a job I would say that's irreplaceable is like being an athlete or something, or even some other forms of like manual labor, because we don't literally have robots or anything yet. But also another form of job, or whatever you want to call it, that won't be replaced by AI is authentic content creation, like YouTube. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing this channel, along with the other travel.
Okay, and even saying that, even talking about YouTube, AI is starting to take over YouTube. Have you guys not seen all these faceless YouTube channels and all these people talking about how to create faceless YouTube channels and make $10,000 a month by doing it with using AI? It's insane.
So check that out if you're interested in that. But I realized that this is a way to make money that actually can't possibly be replaced by AI. Because at the end of the day, AI can't replace the human experience. It can replicate the tasks that you do, but it can't replicate the experiences that you've lived, or the stories that you have to tell.
Right, he is right with the YouTube thing. YouTube is something that, if you want to get into something that can't be replaced by AI completely, YouTube is always going to be there, right? Of course, AI videos is going to be a thing. People are learning how to create AI generated videos on YouTube, teaching people how to do these things. That's there, right? We got to accept that. But you can't replace those authentic human videos, human interactions, the videos with actual people in the videos and they're talking and you're watching them. You can't replace that. So that's going to be a smart move for him. This video did blow up, so he might have got monetized from it. He might have already been monetized, and he definitely got paid then, right? So smart move. But it is crazy to think that AI is starting to take over people's jobs. The jobs that you were doing for the last 3, 4, 5 years, AI just came and swooped it up overnight. And they're doing it faster than you ever been able to do it. So it's crazy to see this. Like I said, it's 2025. So just imagine in 5 years, 2030, what this is going to look like, what AI is going to be able to do, the things that we're going to be seeing. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought in the comment section. If y'all did like this video, make sure you leave a like on it. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button too, so you can stay tuned for the next video. Until then, I'll see y'all in the next one.